pray, Lord, for your hand of protection on Harrison County. We pray that you continue to bless and prosper us. You take care of our residents. Lord, I pray also that we do things that glorify and honor you. Lord, help us to make wise choices today. Give us wisdom and direction so that we can be a blessing to our folks here and also to you, Lord. Thank you for all you do for us. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Join with the pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now be seated. This morning, under announcements, we have a proclamation today declaring April 2026 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in Harrison County. Is there anybody here to read that today? Certainly at this court, we support kids here in our county and appreciate all those, especially the Child Welfare Board, Protective Services, CASA, Child Advocacy Centers, and certainly foster parents do a lot as well, and we're very supportive of them and happy to declare April 2026 as Child Abuse Awareness Month. Our next item is a proclamation declaring April 25th, 2026 through May the 6th as Soil and Water Stewardship Week in Harrison County. And I know we've got a group here from our Soil Conservation Board. We're happy to support you guys as well. Y'all are here this morning to take a picture. Would you like to come up and get that done? Go get our picture made. Come on. Proclamation is proclaiming that April 2026 is as known as National County Government Month here in Harrison County. And this is just something to recognize county. There's a lot that comes through our county government that a lot of people don't know or recognize, and it's good to honor counties. And we'll do that also here for April 2026. Public comments are next. Are any comments? So anybody here from the public today that have a comment on any subject matter that you want to talk about, anything in particular? I don't have any forms, so I'm assuming that's a no. We do have a quorum present and voting today. Voting for Precinct 1 is Commissioner Hatfield, Precinct 2 is Commissioner Timmons, Sims presiding, Precinct 3 is Commissioner Coos, and Precinct 4 is Commissioner Ebar. It's 9:07 a.m. We'll call our Commissioners Court to order. This is the 9th day of April 2026. We're here in the historic courthouse in Marshall, Texas. The first item this morning comes from our auditor, and this is the administrative report. Good morning, Ms. Haynes.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. You should have a copy, pardon me, of the January 2026 financial report. Please keep in mind these are unaudited and unadjusted financials. As of January 2026, our fund balance is $35,207,835. On page 2 is a summary of the general fund. As of January 2026, we have collected $15,168,834 in comparison to $13,689,173. That's an increase of almost $1.5 million or 10.81%. From an expenditure perspective, we have spent $11,230,930 in FY26 in comparison to $10,732,180 in FY25. That's a reduction of $498,751 or 4.65%. What's driving that is our Motorola payment that we had in FY25 that we have not paid any in FY26, and we've had to have insurance payments from claims. We drew down more in FY25 than 26. On page 3 is a summary of the net position for the general fund. We have collected $3,937,904 more than what we have spent in FY26 in comparison to $2,956,993 in FY25. On page 4 is a summary of the Road and Bridge Department. As of January 2026, we have collected $3,765,776 in comparison to $2,926,028 in FY25. That's an increase of $839,748 or 28.7%. And again, that's the driving variance is our property tax collection. From expenditures, we have spent $2,025,118 in comparison to $2,055,450. Their spend is basically flat. That's only $30,000 difference year over year. On page 5 is a summary of the net position of the Road and Bridge Fund. We have collected $1,740,658 more than what we have spent in FY26 in comparison to $870,578. On page 6 through 10 is a summary of revenue comparison to budget by department. On page 11 through 15 is a summary of expenditures by department in comparison to budget. And on page 16 is a summary of our debt, which we have no debt that we are paying through our property taxes for debt. And that's all I have.
One quick question. I see that we've collected $13 million in our general fund and $3 million in our road and bridge from property taxes. That's $16 million. That's about half, or a little more than half of what we would expect. And this was for January.
February, we still collected a little bit more. So, I mean, the good thing is that we have collected it, and we have moved some over to wealth management to get a higher interest rate. So, our money market, not wealth management. So we're 50% there on our collections, so we're doing good.
I guess I would have expected more than 50% to be in by January.
No, keep in mind, in February is a big month too, especially this year. There were issues with the Postal Service where they were not delivering mail timely, and as long as the postmark was marked in January, so there's going to be a larger increase in February because of the delay of mail delivery.
Hey, but don't just blame it on the USPS because people are mailing checks in December and they're not posting them until February and March.
You're talking about the appraisal district.
Yes, that's HCAD.
Huh?
That's
yeah,
HCAD.
I'm talking about the appraisal district.
Well, we're not talking about
This is Harrison County.
What you talking about collecting? Okay, we collect our own, there you go. I'll wake up in just a minute.
Okay, drink a little bit more coffee.
Postal Service, he gets the penny.
I guess he did.
Well, they still sending me a check, so y'all don't downplay it, people. I have to take up on it. I got one question on the road and bridge fund expenditures.
Yes, sir.
Is that number on page 4 where we're off about 30,000 in from 25 to 26, is that include all expense, or is that just, is labor and
That's everything.
that's everything?
The
Well, my
lab-
question, I guess my question is, how can it just be 30,000 when we've been 10, 11, and 12 people staff-wise short? So that salary is not
But we
going
were
out
that short too last year.
at the same time frame?
And if you look on general administration, that's your staff.
Okay.
Whereas public transportation on that, that's your equipment, the materials needed to run the road and bridge department. So we've always had vacant positions in the road and bridge. So from a year over year, they're flat. But from a budget to actuals, there's a surplus.
Any other questions on the financial reports? I don't have any line item transfers.
Yes, sir, you should.
Yep, there it is. Item number 1 is consideration and action regarding line item transfers.
I am requesting transferring $27,679.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration and action regarding payment of regular bills.
Requesting payment of $537,114.19.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions about our bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 3 is consideration and action regarding the payroll for March 27, 2026. Is there a motion to approve payroll?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Coos, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 4 is consideration and action regarding the budget amendment for insurance proceeds.
This budget amendment is for proceeds that we have received for the Maintenance Department, Sheriff's Department, and Road and Bridge.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions on the budget amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 5 is consideration and action regarding the budget amendment for the donations received for the Easter fly-in at the Harrison County Airport.
This is the budget amendment for the donations that were approved in court.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Coos. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
None, our motion passes 5-0. Thank you, ma'am. Next up from our Road and Bridge Department Administrator Report. Good morning, Mr. Powell.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown on our month of March. Again, we had a good weather month, so our crews remained very productive. With that being said, pardon me, we did approximately 900 tons of oil dirt and about 20 tons of Type D. This is our patching and thin overlay effort on some of our roads to keep them in a good riding surface. Our culvert crews installed 5 driveway culverts, 1 roadway culvert, and a couple of extensions of our culverts, as well as some ditch works. And again, the weather's been dry, so we're able to do that. We are hoping the weather will continue to be in our favor, which means we might get an early jump start on our reconstruction season because of the weather being good and dry and warm, so we're hopeful for that. We have issued the seal coat bids. They are out on the street. We've gotten some inquiries. We hope to get a couple of respondents, get some good pricing again, get that project off and rolling. We continue to watch the weather, obviously, though. We had last weekend storms, mostly tree damage. The storm in March was kind of the same thing. We've not had significant washouts, loss of road, loss of bridges. We hope that continues. We don't mind tree coming down, but we don't want to see major damage to infrastructure and things like that. So that's the administrative report. Again, we're working hard. You saw the report from our mechanics shop. They're getting all of our equipment ready for the upcoming season. So biggest hurdle for us is still trying to fill our empty slots within Road and Bridge, and Sherilyn and I are working on some things to try to maybe help that along, get some people in, so we're not running as lean as we are. But that's all I have from administrative report.
And I'd ask Ms. Haynes this, about your seal coat, but certainly any contractors you know of that may not have been aware of that, if you reach out to them, make sure that
Right,
they're
exactly.
aware of our bid
Right.
request. Any other questions for Mr. Powell? Not, we'll move on to item number 1, this is consideration and action regarding personnel changes for Harrison County Road and Bridge.
We had one resignation happen in the last month, and that puts us at 12 empty slots within our ranks. Again, we're trying to get them filled.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and action regarding the utility applications submitted to the Harrison County Road and Bridge Department. These first group is from Frontier, I guess that's Frontier Communications, these are probably all fiber.
It is.
cores. Cal Young Road, Eastwood Road, Etheridge Road, Heather Lane, Loma Vista Drive, Pinewood Road, Reeves Road, Virginia Avenue, Creek Bend Avenue, Edgemere Avenue, Hall Drive, Lansing Switch Road, Mount Pleasant Cutoff, Post Oak Road, Roy Green Road, Kane Cemetery Road, Dogwood Drive, Emily Lane Circle, or Emily Lane, Harrison Avenue, Lawrence Road, Mount Pleasant Road, Redbud Avenue, and Stan Summers Road. For West Harrison Water Supply, they had one that was Fire Tower Road, and Gulf Springs had one on Diana Drive.
These have all been reviewed by staff. They're all approved. They've all followed all the requirements. As you can see, the fiber optic world is still hot and heavy. I think they're trying to wrap up their remaining funds like we've talked in the past. But we do have a couple of local water supply corporations trying to improve some of their infrastructure as well.
Good. I know in the past, the fiber, all that fiber boring had caused some troubles with the water supply folks. Have you heard anything?
I've not heard anything out of our local water supply corporations to that effect. Not that they would necessarily let me know, but I've not heard any rumblings on the street to that. But that can be a problem. They're boring blind, so they like to go deep, but sometimes they miss. Sometimes they hit stuff.
Do we keep records of where their lines are in our county right of ways?
Yeah, once these permits are filed, we keep a permanent record of them. So if, in case something were to happen and a water supply corporation reached out and said, hey, did you permit a fiber optic company in there because we think they hit one of our lines, we could go back into the file and pull out the maps that they submit and kind of give them a heads up.
Do you have a master map of all?
I don't have a master map. We're not at that point yet. That might be something down the road where I talk about GIS getting that in place. But we do have the individual permits, so we could piece things together and rubber sheet them together, if you would, and make a big map to try to give a water supply corporation some idea what might have got it, what might have clipped it.
Do you know if this Frontier list is in addition to, has Spectrum already run down, for instance, Mount Pleasant Cutoff?
Yeah, there's a lot of duplication. There's multiple fiber companies in the right of way. Yeah, they when one comes in, then others follow in because they think there's customers they can grab.
Okay.
There can be 2 and 3 and 4 fiber optic companies within the same section of shoulder area. So yeah, it gets very confusing. There's a lot of spaghetti in the ground, we call it. So
If, at some point, so each one has their own pool box or their own pedestal.
correct.
So I'm just thinking down us mowing the right of way, and they're going to have their own pedestals. And they're going to have, we got 3 companies all running fiber down there and they're putting pedestals everywhere.
And they are supposed to maintain their boxes and their pedestals. They're supposed to weed whack and clean up around them so that we can, one, see them, so we don't run over them with our own forces or a contractor force. It's not always the case. Sometimes you have to speak to them in a stern voice and remind them that, hey, you gotta keep your stuff clean so we can find it. But you're right, it makes it slow. It'll slow things down because there's so many of them.
Are we liable if one's not maintained and we,
No,
Is that really?
no.
Right, that's the squeaky spot. And the other thing is, would we want to think about having, requiring these guys to have vaults instead of pedestals? So we can just go straight?
Yeah,
and doesn't have to-
the technology, you'd like to put everything in the ground, but they don't always want that because you get a groundwater intrusion because the boxes are bottomless.
I get it.
And the tops are not water sealed, so if they're in a low spot or a bottom, they don't like water in there because that can, and then the pedestals that come up, that's how they connect everything, that's how they can bench test and they can run certain diagnostics to it. So it's a combination of both. You're gonna see the green pedestals and the flat vaults all over the place. It's kind of how they work. But yeah, it can be interesting when you get a lot of them all next to each other and there's pedestal, vault, yeah, it can slow your operations down from mowing the right-of-ways and boom axing and things.
More up toward the top of the bank on the right of way? Or are they just out in the middle of what is considered our county right
They're
of way?
supposed to be placed as close as possible to the boundary of the right of way.
Yeah, to the
And
edge.
some of these lines are aerial also.
Right.
Some of the lines have been placed on aerial,
Oh, okay.
so they're not all in the ground. There are some that
Right.
have been.
Some of these are aerial.
I'm not 100% sure on these, but I know a lot of the spectrums were aerial also.
Yeah, if they have rights to the utility poles, they'll go above ground, because in the ground is problematic as a rule. But if they don't have rights to it, or it's on the wrong side of the road, they'll just come across the road from the pole, come across, and then run everything left and right. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance, it's a necessary evil. We can't restrict them. We can't say, hey, one's already here, you two can't come in. They have to coexist together, but it does make it very, very dense and packed with a lot of stuff.
We
And-
needed fiber, internet access in the worst way across. the
Yeah,
country.
Correct,
I'm in
correct.
favor for
Yeah,
sure.
we're tickled to death
Right.
to have a common, especially to even have competition. This might be something, whenever our mowing comes up every year, twice a year, you're mowing everything, you might send them a notice a few weeks prior, to say, hey, we're gonna be in the area from these two dates, kind of this
Right.
block, and y'all need to make sure that your stuff is mowed, so that we're not having to fight up against it otherwise.
Right. Yeah, the last thing we want to do is run over their equipment and vice versa. They don't want to run over ours either, so
If
whatever we
you
might
get one
have.
or two of them, they'll probably keep them mowed.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, we're back on to our utility applications. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Coos, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions, any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next up is our Sheriff's Department. Morning, Sheriff Fletcher.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Excuse my sniffling back there, folks. I'm having an allergy attack this morning. This report will be from March 4th till March 31st, a few days shy of a month. Our fire marshal's office will start with them. Issued 7 citations, did 1 cold case review, 16 fire inspections, 4 structure fires, 8 illegal dumping cases, 6 loads of trash were hauled off, and 3,000 cubic foot of litter was picked up from county roads.
Sheriff, I just want to say thank you, and you can pass this along to our fire marshal. I see some citations issued, and I'm hoping that's for this illegal dumping, because it is,
They will be, yeah.
it is such a mess out there. Whatever we can do to slow that down, I appreciate it.
Very much agreed. Thank you. We fielded 15 complaints, 3 notices of violations, 36 inspections, 23 for Upshur Rural utility hookups, 13 utility hookups for Panola Harrison, 10 utility hookups for SWEPCO. They did 13 single-family permits for a total of $4,680, 3 commercial permits for a total of $1,680, for a total money collected of $6,360. And our food permits collected $4,550. We answered, the Sheriff's Office as a whole answered 3,039 calls for service in the month of March. Took 72 criminal reports, assigned 30 cases to the Criminal Investigation Division for further investigation, arrested 93 individuals, did 550 traffic contacts, traffic stops, dealt with 7 mental subjects, did 33 transports for a total of 8,210 miles. 127 legal documents were received, 54 were personal services, 17 were indictment precepts that were served in the jail, 11 tax postings, 18 county and district postings, and 1 central appraisal district tax, for a total served of 101 of that 120. We sent out 1,600 juror notices. Our jail population is 269, which is not as bad as it has been. It's a little better. We're still housing 20 U.S. Marshal inmates on our contracts and none for Marion County right now, so we have 20 contractual inmates. We, as you know, our numbers have been peaking, and we've finally got the prison system to come on with a few chains and helped us get rid of a few. So that has helped our numbers, but we're still not in comfort zone just yet.
Sheriff, you and I talked about when we had the water issue here in Marshall, and the plans you were having to get ready for and preparing to take care of all your inmates. You might share some of that with kind of what y'all were going through. It affected the whole city of Marshall, and you were in a big boat.
It did, and obviously the big threat to us is just like a nursing home or a hospital or anything else. I've got 270 to 300 men and women that need to take showers and need toilets to flush and need all kind of things that we do. Our kitchens need water to cook. We need water for inmates to drink. We need et cetera, and that results in a lot of hurry up and wait type scenario, and obviously not knowing if you're going to be out for a few hours or days or a week or whatever it's going to be. We brought in porta potties and put them in both Sally ports. We were having to do 10-minute rounds with inmates to get the whole jail out and use the restroom and back in a timely manner. Some inmates, for the most part, can be taken out freely. Some have to be chained before they go out, and they ain't act right. You know, it creates a lot of extra work for the jail staff and for just the jail as a whole. We bought pallets and pallets and pallets of bottled water in, and you know, it takes an already busy job and makes it a very hectic job. So we are grateful for the city and their, you know, I know things happen. I'm probably the most understanding of how things can fall apart in a hurry. So I think they did a great job on trying to get it put back together, even though the first time it gave them a problem, they were on it and they were in that hole working, and I don't fault them at all for that. It's a long-term problem that I don't feel like is anybody's sitting problem right now, but we got to fix it and move down the road. Every time we do this, it does cost the county money, and not only for porta potties and pallets of water, that's minute. But when those toilets are pressure regulated and they're very finicky, and each time mud or debris gets in those lines and it makes its way through the jail, it'll ruin those toilets. They're a couple $1,000s a piece. And usually we lose 2 to 5 toilets every time that happens, and gives Brad a little something extra to do, I guess. Like he didn't have enough. So it does spread through the county, though. It makes it hard for everybody.
Well, we were seeing what all was happening, and a lot of people aren't aware of what y'all were going through. I mean, how much extra work it was on you and your staff.
It's a lot.
So I know it was a lot, so I just wanted to.
Is there some way to track a dollar amount of what that actually cost us?
I'm sure we could.
I was just sitting here thinking, it might be in our advantage to put a big 10 or 15,000 gallon holding tank out there. That roof catches a ton of water when we get rain. If if there was some way we could catch it and just have a standby. I know it just happens every once in a while, but it seems like it's being more regular. But it might not hurt to have, you know, a tank of water that we could use and tie into the plumbing. I know you couldn't cook it and drink it, but it would still have your restroom facilities could still work.
We talked about the water well, Sheriff, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
A water well at the annex that we could obviously not run off of, but in an event like that you could swap the valves and turn the well on would be very, very helpful. I'm not sure how we would get away with that here. I don't know where we would put it, but, out there's definitely room to put a backup out there.
That's where you're probably, though, these toilets in this, your jail over here, the high pressure, just like those.
It would take a giant tank for as much water that's used at that annex. I see what the bill's got a comma in it every time, so there's a lot of water used out there.
Yes, sir.
Lots of water. But thank you for what you do.
Thank y'all.
Any other questions for the sheriff, comments? Item number 1 is consideration and action to accept a donation in the amount of $200 from David Thomas, which is to be used in Harrison County K-9 program. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Coos. And, gosh, we always want to thank Mr. Thomas. He is as faithful as anybody that we know about.
Absolutely.
The K-9 program. We got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all.
Next up from the county clerk, this, item number 1 is consideration and action regarding the transcribed minutes of the Commissioners' Court meeting on March 26, 2026. You guys have had a chance to review those minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Coos. Any questions or comments on the minutes? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Next up is purchasing. Good morning, Ms. Haynes.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Item number 1, consideration and action of the planned maintenance agreements provided by Clifford Power for the maintenance of the generator located in the main jail for 3 years with a total cost of $10,122.
Yes, sir. We pay this monthly or quarterly? Quarterly. So, but this is for the total amount, and then we just pay quarterly.
Have they been the ones maintaining it?
Yes, sir, they
It's just
have.
a renewal of their agreement?
Yes, sir. And we should have had this renewed in September or October, actually, or November, but it slipped through and we didn't get a renewal. So that's what we're trying to play catch up here. So.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Timmons, a second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions or comments?
Is there a scheduled visit for them, or do they just come when it's not running?
They come, from what I understand, they come periodically. This is the pre-planned, this is planned maintenance, I guess it's preventative maintenance. They come periodically for preventative maintenance, just to maintain, make sure everything's running properly. Now, if they have to be called out for repairs, that's something totally different.
Do you know how long we've been with Clifford?
Offhand, several years, I think, haven't we? I know they did it last year, I know that.
Just seems awful high.
It's under the
yes, sir.
amount to forbid, but do we think at some point we should
Yes, sir,
send it for other people to look at?
Our issue with this was that they'd already started doing this,
Okay.
and we did not have a signed agreement with them, and so we have to go back and take
Maybe
care of that.
next
So
time
we'll put this on the list to do
For some
for
competitive-
future, yes.
Yeah.
So when they started, we didn't have an agreement, so
Well-
basically they came.
Well,
I mean,
not the way
I
it
guess
should
my
have
question
been.
is,
So-
if we wanna put it out for bid, are we under contract with them now?
Well, what happens is previously, people had signed the agreements themselves and did not,
Right.
and bring them through court or whatever. we're trying to make sure all our agreements and contracts come through court, so they're documented, we've got them in the records. These were signed by probably a department head before, and just as a continuation, they like what they did, because they don't think about the other end. They just want somebody there when something happens. They want them to be able to come right there immediately and take care of what they need, because this is jail annex. And then,
This is just inspection work, and then
This
the
is,
additional
yes.
preventative maintenance is an additional bill.
yeah,
Right.
this is just for preventative. And then if they have an issue and something breaks or whatever, then that is a separate, doesn't fall under this contract.
I understand.
So-
But, yeah, I think in the future. it
Yes,
may put
I
this-
agree, yes.
Thank you.
So, if you're looking at the details in this contract, the agreement here for $10,000 is a little misleading. That's for 3 whole years, so it's only basically
Right.
3,000 per year.
Okay.
Yes,
Does that make sense? So the 10,000 is
Yeah,
for
3 years coverage.
Yeah.
But when you add all of them together, you're talking about those little over $9,000 for 3 years. Because each individually, I mean, each individual is $300 or $3,200 a year apiece. I mean, each one of them got a separate cost.
right.
Hey, what about our generator at Road and Bridge? I mean, that's another one that's been installed.
It's not running.
Oh, I thought we.
No, sir, it's,
We've got it, it's the wrong one, so that's still in limbo.
yes, sir.
So that'd be another one to add to the list and maybe get some volume
Purchasing power.
purchasing power.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? We got a motion and a second. This one is for the main jail generator. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, a motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration action plan maintenance agreement provided by Clifford Power for the maintenance of the generator located at the jail annex for 3 years with a total cost of $13,386. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Coos and second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments? Again, that 13,000 is spread over 3 years, so that's about 4,000 a year.
Yes, sir, 4462.
4462, thank you. Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number 3 is consideration and action of the planned maintenance agreement provided by Clifford Power for the maintenance of the generator located at the radio tower on Highway 449, which is Iron Ore Hill, for 3 years, with a total cost of $4,566. Is there a motion?
No,
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Coos.
Is this in place out there now? Because
Yes, sir.
Is this where the new tower's going?
this is the 449 one that's had a generator out there for a while, that we located it, and it's operating. Now, the other equipment they're working on it right now. From what I understand, they're installing now.
New tower out there, but the generator is
Yes,
still there. Is that
the
what you're saying?
generator's
Well,
there, yes.
that's my question. Are they gonna, when that tower, when the new tower's up, are they gonna revert this contract over to the new tower? I assume we won't run both of those towers out there, will we?
No, they'll turn it
So
over.
all that's supposed to be tore down, and I don't wanna get into a contract for 3 years with them that says we got to pay them, you know, and it's not even there. So I would like for this one that we would know prior to bid on it, that it's in the event when the new one comes online, which should be sometimes this year, you would think.
Right.
That they'll revert this contract over to the
I believe
new
so, because
tower.
this is just for the generator, and from my understanding, the generator is going to stay right there. It's not leaving. It's going to be at that location with the new tower.
Well, I mean, so this is for the new site, not the old site on Iron Hill.
Well,
We're building a new tower on the old side.
yes,
I thought we traded around and moved locations on
that's the third one, I think.
Ma'am,
I think, isn't that the third one? There's 3 locations. The Jonesville one is up and running. This one's 449. We've had a site out there, from what I understand. I've not seen it personally, it's just what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And the generator is out there running
On this old
on this old site. And from what I understand, that Is there a tower there now? Do you, okay, and they're taking it down and, okay.
So what you're thinking of, what we traded was, we gave them some of the land that we own for an easement, but we're still building this new tower on the same old site. So the site didn't change, we gave them a little land so that TxDOT would have a permanent easement through there to get to this tower. They didn't want to build a tower unless they had a written agreement. These folks were letting us come through there with their word saying that we could, and so we got a formal agreement about donating them a few acres of land. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
My memory's a little bit slow.
That's all right.
It gets confusing because it's a lot.
Any other questions, comments on this, radio tower generator agreement on 449? We have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is our treasurer. Good morning, Ms. Rushing.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Item number 1 is consideration and approval of the Harrison County Treasurer's investment report for the month of February 2026.
For the month of February in Texas class, our beginning balance was $6,238,871.92. Interest earned was $18,217.43 with an ending balance of $6,257,089.35. In Texas Bank and Trust Wealth Management, we have $6,012,977.49. Interest earned was the $47.12. Again, that is it's due to it earning interest semi-annual. And so the total balance at total invested balance is $12,270,066.84. Texas Bank and Trust Money Market beginning balance was $20,050,993.92. Contributions was $13,212,329.79. And interest earned there was $78,101.42 with an ending balance of $33,263,323.71. Mr. Ebar, that's due to the taxes, more taxes coming in, and as the auditor was referring to, so it did increase by 13 million or so. For Texas Bank and Trust main account, interest earned was $8,297.20, and total monthly interest for the month of February was $104,663.17, and yearly interest to date is $426,300.66.
So you're showing us that February property tax was collected is about 13 million. I'm sure it's not all property tax, but that's what I was.
Close, yes, sir.
I asked about earlier, so you got it in your report. Thank you for that. Any questions about our treasurer's monthly report for February 2026? Appreciate your work, keeping our money, earning money, so thank you for that, Ms. Rushing. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Coos. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and action regarding the approval of the treasurer's monthly report for February 2026 and authorization to publish it on the county website pursuant to local government code section 114.026.
For the month of February, our beginning balance was $19,808,377.20. Receipts were $27,909,990.34. Disbursements, $14,030,743.58. And cash ending plus our investment totals is, for the month of February, $45,957,290.80.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hatfield, a second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions or comments on our treasurer's monthly report for February 2026? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up is our information technology section. Morning, Mr. Denninger.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Item number one, consideration and action of the statement of understanding for out-of-state travel for the SHI 2026 Spring Summit for IT personnel, Robert Perkins and Dustin Townsend. That's April the 27th through the 28th, 2026 in Somerset, New Jersey. All travel, hotel rooms, and food are fully covered by the event.
Robert went last fall and said it was a very worthy event. It's not too many times you get something free like that. They're always top notch as far as covering the big topics of the day: cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. So this is just an acknowledgement that they're going as a representative of the county for that event.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Coos. Any questions or comments? I have a question about Dustin. You know, we had talked about him kind of moving over to serve the sheriff's office more.
Yes, sir.
How's that going?
As far as I know, they're very well. He's trying to keep on top of things. I think he's been out the last couple of weeks. He's been out to a couple of tire sites, checking on things and verifying there is. We're already paying internet service to one of the buildings through Conterra, which I think is Jonesville.
Yes.
So we've already started paying that portion on there, so that's functional. So as far as I know, I haven't had any complaints from Dustin or the Sheriff's Department for them.
Okay. We got a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number two is consideration and action to enter a new agreement with Texas Association of Counties, the County Information Resources Agency, that's CIRA, for web hosting, support, and maintenance services and the migration of the current website to a new level of technology tools with an annual payment of $9,550 and a one-time website migration fee of $15,950 for 50 web pages.
Okay, Judge, this is really a no action item. It was approved in February 12th meeting. So this was offered as a reference document for what we were already paying them.
Okay.
So it ended up on the agenda. So it's really a no action item unless you all want to address it again.
If we've already approved it, there's no need for us to take any action on number two. So you guys will remember this is, TAC gave us a great deal to prepare us a fantastic website compared to what we had. It is really good. And then the federal government makes us comply with ADA and have access for vision impaired,
Hearing, yes.
any impairments. And so there are other companies that could have come in and worked on our website, but since it belonged to TAC, we got a much better deal by letting them manage that and improve it, getting us up to speed. And you guys worked to keep us, the reason they mentioned 50 pages is because you go over 50 pages, it's a lot more money.
Yes, sir.
And you guys worked to get us back down under 50 to keep our prices low.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
All right. We'd probably be paying $40,000-$50,000 a year for an outside or third-party vendor to be dealing with something of this nature.
We would be paying $40,000 or $50,000 a year, is that what you said?
Correct. And they're going to add, anytime they're making a modification, they're going to add a page, so they're going to up your ante every time they talk to you. So this is really a
Good deal for TAC.
very good deal.
All right, no action on number two. Item number three is consideration and action to add additional website tools to the TAC CIRA migration compliance project with said tools to be CIRA accessibility compliance tool and the TAC agenda manager setup fee for $1,900 and an annual cost of $4,550.
So we had a kickoff meeting, Robert, James and I, on the trying to get to my dates. I believe it was the 25th. And they offered a couple extra tools that they didn't have to offer at the beginning. And I think I've forwarded you all a couple times what those tools were. The accessibility compliance tool is, there'll be a little figure on the screen that they can click on. It looks like the bus stop image without the stop sign in the hand, guy's hand, a little stick figure man. And that turns on a template that people can go in there and turn up the volume, change the cursor size, change the color of the screen, things like that. And the coup d'etat, that is, we were concerned about departments maintaining their own web pages and being able to stay compliant. Well, this tool also will not let them save a page without it being compliant. It'll keep them from saving it and putting it into work. So that'll give us a chance to stay compliant throughout the process as opposed to getting it out of compliance due to people not understanding the compliancy. The volume of rules for compliancy is like any normal federal government thing, is voluminous. So it'd be hard pressed that we can get anybody to be an actual expert, but with it built into the tool, it'll help out a great deal.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item number 3 passes 5-0. Number 4 is consideration and action to register for cybersecurity training for the year 2026 with the authorization of Human Resources and Information Technology to make necessary adjustments to the employee list because of new hires and terminations during the training period. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Coos. Any questions or comments? This is our annual training that we go through to make sure everybody's pretty well up to speed on what to click on.
Yes, sir.
Click on.
Probably either June or July we'll have cybersecurity month.
Everybody looks forward to that training, so
Always.
we'll be waiting on you to send it out. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Under new business, item number 1 is consideration and action regarding the resignation of Randy Pilkington as Fire Commissioner for Harrison County Emergency Services District Number 8. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Coos. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration and action regarding the appointment of Kevin Jones as Fire Commissioner for Harrison County ESD Number 8 to fulfill the unexpired term of Randy Pilkington, term effective April 9th, 2026 through December 31, 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Are you Mr. Jones? No, I didn't know why y'all were here today. I thought maybe Mr. Jones had showed up here today for this item. Item number 3 is consideration and action regarding the following 25-26 annual contract for Northeast Texas Soccer Association and authorization of payment amount of the allotted FY 25-26 budget. And we still haven't gotten their financials. I texted them again this past week, hoping we'd have them by today. So we will pass on this item. We'll defer it to next time. No action on item number 3. Item number 4 is consideration and action of the appointment of Marie Gillum to the position of Harrison County Veteran Service Officer pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 434, Subchapter B, Section 434.033. Our past Veteran Service Officer resigned, and I know Sherilyn's been working on interviewing and getting us some good folks. Do you want to comment on this lady for us, Sherilyn?
Sure. A couple of weeks ago, Carrie Easley with the Texas Veterans Commission and I interviewed 3 candidates, and they all interviewed very well, but one candidate was outstanding, and that's Marie Gillum. And a little bit about her. Since her honorable discharge from the Marine Corps in 2019, she's worked in the banking industry, and she works with She works as a personal banker and works for the protection of seniors and others, protects them from fraud in their accounts and such. Also, during her time in the Marine Corps, she processed separations and did a lot of the paperwork that is similar to what we do here in our office. So she is relocating here from the Kansas City area. She has family in Marion County who is here, and that's who was sitting in front of me. And she's excited to come and excited to work with the veterans of Harrison County.
Fantastic. Well, that's such an important office, and you guys, we've talked about this in the past, our Harrison County Veterans Office seems to be significantly better than any other county around us. They come here from all over mainly because Kerry gives such great service and the folks under him. He trains them very well so that we get the job done well, and certainly we appreciate her heart to come here and serve the folks in Harrison County and gosh, the tri-state area. They come from all over. So thank you for that recommendation. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebert, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Item number 5 is consideration and action to pay invoice number S000933 in the amount of $2,990 and invoice S000936 in the amount of $3,125 for clinical and forensic psychology of Shreveport for evaluations to be paid out of line item 890.820.449.20 pursuant to the order of exiting official Reed McCain, District Attorney. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Timmons. You guys know that when we have an exiting official leaving and there are charges over $500 that must come to the court to be approved specifically, and this is all just in District Attorney McCain's normal business here. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Number 6 is consideration and action to reimburse Reed McCain for trial lunches for prosecutors and grand jury lunches with a total of $315.04 to be paid out of line item 890.820.449.20 pursuant to the order of the exiting official Reed McCain. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebar. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number 7 is consideration and action regarding the appointment of Angelita Jackson to serve as the representative on the Tri-County Community Action Agency Board to represent County Judge Chad Sims. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. That's a board that I've been unable to attend many of their board meetings. Ms. Jackson runs the George Washington Carver Community Center and does a great job serving senior populations, kids, whatever. She's got a heart to serve. And when I knew that I wasn't able to attend these, I reached out to Ms. Jackson. She said she'd be happy to serve on this board, which is right along those same lines. They do similar things, so she's a great fit. She agreed to serve, and I appreciate your motion in a second. Any other questions or comments?
I'd just like to echo what you say. I think Ms. Jackson would be excellent in that position, and just glad to have her.
Yeah, when y'all see her around town, y'all be sure to thank her.
Yes, sir.
For serving. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number 8 is consideration and action regarding the contractual agreement with Bailey Shepherd LPC to provide professional counseling services to the youth referred by Harrison County Juvenile Services as requested by Melanie Brown Whitehurst. She is our Willoughby Juvenile Center Director. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Our last item here, number 9, is discussion and presentation by Rita Coaches, our TAC, that's Texas Association of County Relations Officer for Northeast Texas, to share the latest updates on new TAC resources and education opportunities. Good morning, Ms. Coaches. She's also a cybersecurity expert, so you IT guys, I got questions for her.
I do have some notes about that. And I may have got involved, I heard a speaker at the National Association of Counties Conference on website accessibility. And surprisingly, most of their panel at a Washington DC event were Texas counties. So, thank you for giving me a few minutes this morning. In regard to the cybersecurity, you did approve signing up to do the tax cybersecurity training, which I think you all have done for several years now. But just to highlight what the judge said, that is state mandated for Texas local governments, requires all county employees, elected officials, appointed officials, anybody who touches your network is required to have training every year, and that has to be reported to the Texas Department of Information Resources by August the 31st. So I know that Charles and his staff are on top of that and has just had you sign up for that as well. Additionally, you had quite a bit of conversation about your website and further mandated requirements that you be DOJ accessible or ADA accessible. We heard about that a lot in DC as well, and that there are maybe some advocacy groups just waiting to hit counties if you're not in compliance. Fortunately, you have until April 24th of next year, I believe, because you're not to the 50,000? You have till next year to be?
Well, we're coming up shortly.
Oh, you're in it, okay. Well, as the judge mentioned, that does apply to all disabilities. So it includes color contrast, the size of fonts, tagging pictures and videos. If you've got a picture, it needs to have something that can be read to a sight impaired person to show that they, a picture of the judge shaking hands with the mayor or something like that to describe what's in those photos and videos. Text alternatives, there have to be captions on documents to explain what's going on. Anything accessible on online forms. Nueces County had a situation with that where they had to settle for having some registration forms on their website that were not compliant. Mouse-only navigation, that sort of thing. So anyway, you all have been migrated to your new website. I understand that on our side, on the Sarah side, they are doing their last phase review before it comes to you all for your final review. So that should be happening probably in the next few days, if not maybe a week or so. Upcoming events, it is time to register for the technology conference. Registration is open. Also, TAC has investment. I'm kind of hitting the things that are not specific to one particular office, but Investment Academy, that's generally your investment committee might be attending those courses. That'll be June the 15th through the 17th. I want to make sure that you all are aware too that the VG Young administrative training this year had been on budget for 3 years. It was on emergency management last year. This year it's on tax abatements. And it's 4 hours. Right now they're set for half a day before any of the judges and commissioners trainings coming up. So that would be Wichita Falls on April 21st for West Texas judges and commissioners. It'll be in San Antonio on June 15th for South Texas judges and commissioners, and then our North and East Texas judges and commissioners this year is in Montgomery, and so the day before on July 20th, that session will be offered. It's going to hit, it's titled tax abatements, but also obviously the hot topics right now are wind, solar, battery storage, and data centers. So that's going to be a big part of the conversation. Part of that will include panels with some county judges in particular who have contracts in place, the pros and cons kind of. So it's worth a 4-hour time period to hear that information. Also, legislative conference, August 26th through the 28th in Austin. I know that your risk management consultants have been here, I think yesterday actually, to do some mid-year policy review, talk about some training that's going on. You had some HR training for supervisors and elected officials that have recently come up. Also, County Management Risk Conference last week in Round Rock, and your HR and also 2 IT folks were there. I think about a third of that conference now is cybersecurity. That's a heavy topic right now. Overall, on the Harrison County report card, TAC offers various trainings such as the Leadership Academy, judicial training, the investment, those things. You all had 25 trainings attended out of 49 available. This is for 2025. You had 36 county employees attending training last year for a total of 160 hours. Then in TAC-sponsored trainings, which is where TAC assists the local affiliates, Treasurer Association, Clerks Association, Auditor Association, there were 13 trainings attended out of a possible 30. You had 26 employees attending those for a total of 441.5 hours. You also had exposure to over 130 grant opportunities, and your county relations officers, which include myself and 3 other former county judges that serve other areas of the state, traveled 103,000 miles last year between the 4 of us, visiting Texas counties one-on-one. Also, I don't think that you all are gonna, will y'all have any new incoming officials this year, or all incumbents?
All incumbents.
Okay. The end of the year in December, there are the 8 training opportunities for new elected officials. Now it's called preparing to take office. So if anything happens, if you have anyone who's been appointed in the last 2 years, they'll also be eligible to attend those as well. There will be one in Longview, so that's probably the most convenient and the easiest, most accessible. Again, thank you for your support of TAC. We enjoy seeing you all at all the conferences, and I'm just in Canton, so feel free to call. I can easily make a trip over. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, ma'am.
You elected officials, if you have a minute, stop by and visit with Rita on your way out. Also, Ben, Malden, if you don't mind standing up just a quick second. Ben Malden's our new Harrison County trapper. If you haven't gotten to meet Ben, y'all go introduce yourself to him as well. He's brand new on the job, but already doing a lot of good, so thank you, Ben. Appreciate you very much. That brings us to our last item. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Coos. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank y'all. It is